and to His Word. Um, so that's what's going on here. So like I was thinking right here, like when I was in the world in sin, and I was partying and all that stuff, right? There was a time where I was so high, I was uh snoring, snoring, snoring methamphetamine through my nose, right? Doing lines back to back. Um, it was crazy. And this time where I think I had days up, a couple of days without sleeping and eating and stuff, and I was at my little so-called house where I was living at, and I remember I was sitting down and I was high and I was just thinking, nobody was there. It was just me by myself. And I was thinking, wow, this is all there is to life. You know, I had a moment, I had a moment where I was like kind of thinking and reflecting and stuff, like trying to get serious and honest with myself for the first time. Um, so I was like, this is it. This is all what life has to offer. I know there has to be more. I was thinking all these thoughts, right? And these thoughts, that moment, at my lowest moment, that moment, it was one of the moments. I had many, but that one was one of the moments that I just can't forget. For some reason, um, and I was going through it like saying to myself, like thinking and trying to see the big picture. When I was so intoxicated, when I was so in my sin, you know how they say that God will meet you where you're at in your sin. He will meet you there and pull you out, or you know how they say that and so that's what happened. So I was like, there has to be something. I was thinking to myself, like, I was all alone by myself. And I was like, there has to be something better. There has to be. This is not life. This is not life. You know, in my messed up conscience that I had at the moment, all high and everything else, I was thinking those thoughts. I was thinking actually positive thoughts. You know, like this is not life. This has to be something better. Um, and I was like kind of like thinking and and um and I just didn't know. I just didn't know another way. I just didn't know. The only way I knew is drugs, gangs, and and doing bad, doing evil. I couldn't be sober. I couldn't stay sober. I couldn't be sober for some reason. I couldn't. Um, but yeah, that was a moment where I was very one of my lowest moments. So you see, what's the point here? Okay, so right here it says, James 4:8, right? It says, "Draw near to God and this is just um how you say it, a comment, a note that I just wrote down, but it's in James 4:8. It says, "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you." So if you're in one of those moments, your lowest moments, just draw close to God. Try to talk to some people that are kind of believe in God and stuff, like and create make a circle, people that will, because we do need each other to elevate each other up to there was a I mean, it's in Hebrews 10:19-25, to incite one another of good works, right? To like encourage one another. We do need encouragement, believe me. We I needed a lot of encouragement. Um the more encouragement you get, um the more better you're off. You heal from past traumas or whatever you have experienced. But But if you're in your lowest moments, just um, you're not alone. You're not alone. At that time, um, when I was at my lowest moments, one of my lowest moments, the ones that I just mentioned right now, I felt like that. I felt when I was like thinking all those thoughts, I felt like kind of like peace. I felt like maybe God's presence was there and He was listening to my thoughts, and maybe I think God had a plan for me. No matter what I've been through in life, He had a plan for me. He didn't even let me die. All these overdoses and getting shot. Nothing happened to me. Um, he put me away for one time for 6 years. I mean, because I was breaking the law and all that stuff. But if I wasn't put away for those 6 years, I would not be here right now. I would have been out here in the streets doing the gang stuff and during those 6 years, the gang life out here, that I was put away, um, it was very hard. A lot of shooting and all kinds of stuff in the early '90s. A lot of shooting and all that stuff, and I committed some crimes and I went to jail for 6 years. Um, so if I would have never went to jail those 6 years, I would not be here. I'm like 100% sure about that. I would not be here right now. I guess God been protecting me for for so long, and I wasn't even aware of, until now that years went by, and I grew a little bit more maturely, more mature, and I'm reasoning with things, and I'm discovering stuff and all that. So I think that's what happened here. Um, but yeah, if you're one of your moments, just search for the Lord. Um, you have James 4:8 right there. Just read the whole entire book of James. You know, um, Fellowship with people, um, believers, um, that believe in Jesus or God. That's a start right there. So you could start like getting a different type of mindset. So that's what happened here. So now so some of this stuff right here that the church is talking about, it could be the spirit. Listen to the spirit, to what it says to the congregations, to the spirit. Um, the spirit can use the church to speak things. Um, and and so you have to find out to see if it's really the spirit, the one that's um showing us something, because it says something to do with I don't know. It says that the spirit will make us remember things and and say things, and so you see, so you have like some truth behind there in the church, some type of truth there, according to what we know in the Bible. So yeah, people, um, the curtain was torn in two, because I guess in those days, the Pharisees, the scribes, the ones in those leaders, those religious leaders, they thought they were all that in a bag of chips, that they don't break a plate, that they're so clean, that they don't, they're like, think that they thought that they were better than everybody else. So that's and today is the same thing. Some people, they think they're better than others, and they talk all this wonderful stuff, and behind the scenes there's someone else, or they're mistreating people, um, when they're confessing that they're Christians and stuff. And so we ought to improve in all these areas of our lives. Um, there was a person on TikTok. I think it was yesterday or today, I was watching early in the morning. They were saying, yeah, you could quote a lot of scriptures. Um, what they were saying? You could quote a lot of scriptures, but you mistreat people um, behind the scenes, and so work on treating people right and stuff like that. That's what she was saying. I think um, the Bible also says that how can you say you love God and hate your brother? So I had to work on that myself because my brother, um, I mean, I had a lot of issues with my brother, and I don't see him with beautiful eyes. You know, even though he's in sin, he's doing evil works every single day. Um, so I have to look at him differently. You know, if God forgave me and got me out of that mess that I was in, and gave me chances after chances and saved my life all kinds of times, I'm sure He could do that for someone else. So yeah, people, this is what I have for right now. I will continue making more videos about the Bible or and everything else, work, anything. So yeah, hopefully you will get something out of this video. I'm about to go do a little job right now. I mean, a big job, putting some more cement. These little cement jobs, they keep on appearing, so that's a good thing. So I gotta go and get really dirty right now. So, all right, people, have a blessed day and continue to seek the Lord. And if you could adjust your certain things in your life, just do it. Do it. You have nothing to lose. Um, yeah. All right then. Have a blessed day. All right. Bye.